everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where today, guys, we've got some big updates. Tapia, no longer a Blue Jay, and what is next for the Blue Jays offseason as we're closing in 70 days away to the MLB season. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Blaylock. That's right, Tapia gone. Another retirement as well. Brandon Belt coming out here, hyping up the Toronto Blue Jays, and some other MLB rumblings. Also, an article looking at what's next for the boys. Let's get straight into this thing.
Let's do it.
Now, Tapia, Tilapia, Fettuccine, as we like to talk about him because of his hair, he is no more. Now, we called this guy Slapia for a while as well there, guys, because he was just a slapping single dude. Maybe we're making popcorn. Mike is popping quite a bit.
Apparently.
Sorry, guys. We're dealing with a decent amount of technical difficulties right now. But either way, Tapia, he was a free agent. He's gone. And I'm actually pretty shocked about this contract because he actually went for a minor league deal to the Boston Red Sox, which is like a little bit of disrespect, I think.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
surprised
that no other team in the league decided that Tapia was worthy of like getting picked up at all.
Right?
Man. Like,
he was a big contributor to our
I'm
team
not saying
last
that this
year.
guy's elite or anything. He's definitely not, but I think that he's better than the minors.
That's what I'm saying. Like last year, yeah, sure, 91 OPS plus. Like he's not an average MLB player. Let's be honest. Look at that 0.3 WAR. Granted, he didn't play that much, but like I like his speed. I like his like ability to get base hits, and like the batting average is good, but that's it. But maybe because he has no real, like he's not really good in the outfield, so maybe that's the factor that's like, okay, well, there's no reason putting him in the lineup. So I mean, and I guess Boston's like also like they already got a bunch of outfielders they signed right overseas as well. So I mean, I guess
I understand in that regard. I think that Tapia, like he's got to be selling himself short as well, right? Like when you have 47 runs in the MLB, 52 ribbies, 8 stolen bases. Again, this is not elite all-star numbers by any means, but you still hit 265.
That's right.
You still hit 265. Like hell, we're gonna play Kevin Biggio here.
It's not enough.
Cody Bellinger just got almost $20 million, and I know that he was an MVP 3 years ago, but 265.
But I guess Kevin Biggio, the better thing about him, he's got some longevity, with his contract. He's younger, and like, yeah, the batting average in there, but I guess his ability to be well, he's also left-handed. But Kevin Biggio's ability to play multiple positions in the infield and the outfield is keeping him around. So I don't know. I guess it's on base too, but poor Tapia. I thought he would have done a little bit better, but at least get like a 1-year deal, like prove it kind of thing, like bench roll, but
absolutely. So Tapia is gone, and I mean, as far as the Blue Jays go, as far as their roster construction is, it's not necessarily Tapia, I think, that's like the big loss here, but what we are dealing with is we're seeing these versatile bench outfield bats start to go off the board. This is an amalgamation of things that's going on here, right? Adam Duvall. Dude, honestly, Boston's scooping up some pieces right now.
No, they are.
Adam Duvall,
low-key.
Gone. Tapia, gone. We've seen numerous other outfield bats that we were eyeing, that we were making videos about. They are all gone as well. At this point, the Blue Jays, if we want to go out, we want to get that kind of like bench outfield bat, there really is only one target left, in my opinion, and we need to make it happen pretty soon.
Yeah. What's the target in your opinion?
Robbie Grossman.
Yeah, Robbie Grossman,
That's
right?
it. That's literally it. After that, I'm like, who else? Like David Peralta, I guess.
Right.
I guess David Peralta.
Well, or did he sign anywhere?
Did he go somewhere?
I don't know.
I thought, like, the reason I'm like, David Peralta is actually really good, so I'm surprised that, like, I haven't heard much about him, so that's why I felt like he signed somewhere. Somebody comment down below. But either way, Grossman for sure.
But also what we're forgetting, too, is, like, we broke down Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt can play some corner outfield for sure.
Yeah, he can.
You know what I mean? And like, I feel like that we have our, like, quote-unquote fourth outfielder, and you got a good mix, too. You could put Biggio out there. You could put Merrifield out there. You could put Belt out there, to complement our starting 3 outfielders. So I feel like we don't really necessarily need an outfielder. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. I also think that we need to factor George Springer into this mix, though. Because let's face it, it's like George Springer. What's the ceiling of George Springer? Like, I think the ceiling of ceilings is like 130 to 140 games, probably. The floor is like 60.
Well,
like,
I guess like the next man up for me, in my opinion, would be like a Whit Merrifield, and then like because that second base, right? You can move Whit in the outfield. Second base, you could just throw in like Biggio or Espinal. Like you know what I mean?
Or Bo Bichette if we decided to get smart with it.
No, we can't be throwing Bo Bichette over there yet.
Dude, what are you talking about? We were in there for Xander Bogaerts.
I know.
That information?
We're hurting this. I just did a video room on this because like I just flew back and like I'm like catching up. Like what the hell's going on? This is ridiculous. No, guys, this is the wrong way to like if you want to have like a good relationship with Bo Bichette.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
Bad.
Listen, because I made numerous videos about this, and we're getting a little bit off topic here.
Yeah,
but I made numerous videos about this and this Bo Bichette drama and what's happening with him and Xander Bogaerts and all that shit. And I said something, kind of similar in the regard like. I like what this team is like. I like where our heads at, being like, okay, yeah, Xander Bogaerts is clearly better than you. If we got Xander Bogaerts in, I'd be like, holy shit, this team's incredible.
Yeah.
But the fact that we didn't get him in,
it's even worse.
Now you've really pissed Bo Bichette off. Yeah. And the thing that I think like sticks out the most to me is we were so clearly willing to pay over $200 million for Bo Bichette's replacement. And we won't pay him $7.5.
That's so
for
dumb.
ARB.
Well, I broke it.
It's like such a piss off.
I know. I broke it down in our video coming out tomorrow, guys. But like, I don't think Bo Bichette deserves $7.5, to be honest.
Well, I mean, probably not. Probably not, because I talked about the same thing, because Vladdy, after his MVP caliber season, exactly, 7.9, right? So probably not. But I think from Bo Bichette's standpoint, he's like, I'm kind of pissed off right now. You were clearly willing to pay that much money. Right. Like, I think I deserve it. So I hear where both sides are coming from, but they got to do a little bit of damage control going on here because, like, it's not, the relationship is slowly starting to deteriorate.
Yeah, I agree.
A little bit off topic there, but just our thoughts.
Yeah, but let's bring it back. Let's talk about the whole roster moves in offseason this year. So I know that we have an article here talking about the moves that the Blue Jays need to make before the 2023 season begins, and I think it's actually quite interesting. Let's first start, we'll go back a little bit and talk about that outfield. This article right here by Yahoo Sports saying that Blue Jays need a right-handed outfielder, which is interesting because the whole offseason's been lefty. Yeah. We got Varsho, we got Kiermaier. Like, okay, what else do you really want? Why does it have to be right-handed? This is honestly beyond me. I read this article, and it's just, I guess it gives more options in case we faced a left-handed pitcher, but then it's like, okay, well, then who's going to be replacing Varsho and Kiermaier?
I disagree with this. I think that it should just be outfielder. Like, I don't actually give a crap anymore
about
whether they're left or they're right. Because we have Varsho, because we have Kiermaier, I don't think that you necessarily need to make it a left-handed outfielder. I also don't think that you need to make it a right-handed outfielder either. I think that you need to go, this guy has the highest ceiling from being on the bench. This is who we should go for. And in that regard, that's why I like a guy like Robbie Grossman, because it's like, yes, he can give you the floor of Tapia, which is not going to be great, but in his best year ever, it's like, holy shit, like that's a Corey Dickerson. That could even be like a Brandon Nimmo in the best year ever, right? So definitely not saying that he's going to do that or anything. I don't think that we need to qualify this by which way they bat, though.
Right, I agree, and I guess I'm going to take the other approach where it's like, I really don't think this is like that much of a need. You know what I mean? Like just based on what I said, like you have Witt, you have Biggio options, you got lots of second base depth, so like those guys can really be utility players and move around a lot. And with the addition of Belt too, so it's just, for me, it's not a need. They don't need to, especially because like after Grossman, like there may not be that many better options. You know what I mean?
It's one of the, like, after Grossman, if you don't get Grossman, then I think that you still sign somebody, but make it a minor league contract.
Exactly,
make it a minor league.
Tapia.
Exactly.
But why didn't we get Tapia back?
I'm kind of surprised at that.
If he was getting a minor league offer, then why didn't we offer minor league deal back?
Maybe we did. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I
don't know.
Like why wouldn't? Yeah.
Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't?
That is really stupid, actually, because I like that idea where it's like, well, now we can kind of have this like carousel of guys going through, and it's like, okay, well, like Tapia is doing really good in the minors, we'll just bring him up, or maybe Tapia is slumping, like he can be in the minors, but Nathan Lukes is doing really good, so we're gonna bring him up, right? So I like that idea of having a carousel if we're not gonna get like a high ceiling dude such as Grossman, such as Peralta.
Yeah, kind of silly little fumble in the bag, but not the end of the world for the Blue Jays. Another move that we are considering, and this has been coming up quite a long time, is the high ceiling reliever.
Yeah.
Obviously Anthony Bass, Jordan Romano, the trading for Eric Swanson. That really puts some big high dudes up there, but I still think that middle reliever depth it's all right. It's good for sure.
Yo, what do you think about that Aroldis Chapman deal today?
Oh, with the under $4 million.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Kansas City Royals. I mean, Royals Chapman was garbage last year. He was garbage.
I hear what you're saying. But I also think in any time that you can get a guy who throws 100 with the career that Aroldis Chapman has. For less than $4 million,
I hear you.
Like, I'd be down. You know,
I
think that this is like a low, like a high ceiling, and who cares after that?
Well, maybe just an exact point. If he's around that $3 to $4 million range, what if they're saving that money for someone a little bit better? Someone a little bit better off the free agency market. There's a few guys out there.
Well, again, like we've been talking a lot about Alex Reyes. Very fucking there. Alex Reyes, who has received interest from the Blue Jays this offseason. Now, I heard, or there's a few rumblings on Twitter going on right now that his decision should be sooner rather than later. You know what? I don't. This is not coming from reputable sources, but I do kind of like that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
you know, like we're getting kind of the dog days of off season. You want to sign at this point. You want to know where you're going to live. You want to move your family.
Right.
This is absolutely a dude that I'm very, very interested in. He's got the velo, same as Aroldis Chapman. He's got the velo, but he also has the youth and the potential to get better. Whereas you got to think Aroldis Chapman, we're probably on the way out.
We're squeezing that like wet towel. We're getting anything out of Aroldis Chapman. But look, if he wants a 1-year bounce back kind of deal of like you want to take that $3 or $4 million you would have gave Chapman, you want to bump it up to like 6, 7, 8, because like I do think someone's going to put a competitive offer for a 1-year prove it deal for Alex Reyes.
Absolutely right, because it's not even necessarily a bounce back. He still had a decent season last year, did he not?
Oh, he was injured. He was he didn't play at all. So you know what I mean, right? So like I'd pay $7 million to see what Alex Reyes got in the tank.
Because when you look at what he's done in the past, he's very capable. And that 2021 year, I mean, the ERA is good, but what I like even better than that is he gave you 72 innings.
Right.
He gave you 72 innings of not bad baseball, right? It's like you probably had 1 or 2 blow-ups in there, or a little bit more than 1 or 2, but a few blow-ups. But there was also a lot of innings out of that 72 where we went scoreless and it was bang, 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 like game's over.
Right. I am a little bit concerned about the whip. I'm looking at it over here for sure, because he's never really had a really, really good whip for a relief pitcher. So that's a bit of concern, but again, for me, it comes down to the velo. If we're scraping the bottom of the barrel of the free agency pool right now, and Alex Reyes is one of those players, let's see what he's got and give him a shot.
Absolutely, dude, because the beautiful thing about Alex Reyes and the beautiful thing about the Blue Jays is we're not signing him to come in and be the dude. We're not signing him to come in and be that guy. We're signing him to come in and be a guy, and if he wants to be that guy, then feel free. Anyone's welcome to be that guy, but you don't need to be that guy if you come in, because we already have that guy who got brutally disrespected.
Oh my God!
By the way. Brutally disrespected.
Do you want to look at? I have actually it right here.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. The guy that I'm talking about right now is Jordan Romano. He is the Blue Jays that guy when it comes to relief pitchers. Dude, it's worse than this. It's worse than this. Where the hell is it?
This was ranked by MLB Network. This was the MLB Network ranking.
Yep, I understand.
Look, Diaz great, Class A great, Devin Williams great, Evan Phelps. I'm actually not too familiar, but he's a Dodger. He's up there. He's gonna be good. Jordan Duran, Presley. I don't know, man. Like the ERA for the career that Jordan Romano's putting together, I believe he deserves to be a top reliever. And the saves he got last year. The saves. I know saves aren't everything, but look, if you can come in all those high-pressure situations and you got a 2.11 ERA, a whip of close to 1, 36 saves, this is really disrespectful, folks. Look at this. I don't understand how he's not considered one of the best when he puts up 3 back-to-back years of absolutely elite 141 innings. I really don't know what else you want.
I'm trying to find something right now. I do not know where I saw it, but I'm pretty sure it was by MLB, and they were looking at the relief pitchers, and Jordan Romano, he wasn't in the top 10. He wasn't in the top 20.
Shut up.
He wasn't in the top 30.
Shut up.
Like, he was literally, I think he was ranked like 44 or something.
That is the most disrespectful
And I saw it, I was like, what the hell
ever.
is this? There were guys that I never even heard of, like way higher. I was like, who the hell are these people, right? And we're looking at a guy who's done it time and time and time again, right? And he's gonna do it again this year, guys. We're gonna make a play for 30 saves. We're gonna hit ourselves with a 2.5 ERA.
On his down years, it's a 2.5 ERA.
On its down year. It's absolutely disrespectful, dudes. Like, I was always in the camp of like, okay, Jordan Romano is a good reliever. Last season proved to me that Jordan Romano is an elite reliever.
Yeah,
I need several seasons of consistency,
and
that's what he provided to me.
Relief pitchers are so volatile, but like literally, like while you were looking, 3 years in a row.
It doesn't get more consistent than that.
Like we can scratch that off. That's his rookie year. He was getting tried for 2 games, but look at that. 2.14 was his worst ERA.
Yeah.
His worst WHIP was 1.048.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous, and major disrespect to Jordan Romano.
Like sure, Edwin Diaz better, absolutely.
For sure.
Emmanuel Clase, okay, sure,
For
fine.
sure.
You know, but Liam Hendricks, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But like
now we're in the conversation.
We're in now Jordan Romano conversation.
Yeah, like a 12, at least a 12 to like a 8. Like a top reliever in the game, like absolutely.
I would argue that Jordan Romano is absolutely at the very least top 8, if not top 5. You know,
there you go.
I need to look at all the numbers in front of me, but like, yeah, no, complete disrespect.
Absolutely. Speaking of relievers, let's just give a big congratulations right now as the announcement today from David Phelps. He is now retired from MLB. I don't know why they have a photo of
I was wondering that myself.
I don't know why. I don't know why they put that there as a thumbnail, but here it is. The Blue Jays tweeted about it. We all knew Phelps probably wasn't going to come back, but maybe he had like one more year, want to go somewhere, but it looked like it was time to hang it up from David Phelps' standpoint. And congratulations, David. You did it.
Yeah, you know what? It's really too bad because like I actually did want to have David Phelps Batman, but I think from David Phelps' standpoint, he was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna end this thing off on a good year. I want to go out on top. A decade is a long time to be a major leaguer, far greater than a lot of other people. So respect where respect is due, and you went out on a high note.
Yeah.
You know, solid career, right?
Oh yeah,
solid career.
solid. You can't you can't really complain about a 3.80 ERA. Obviously,
No.
you had bumps. You weren't elite some years, but yeah, look, a 2.83 ERA.
You
really
went out on a high note, and you showed everybody that it's like you're still capable.
We counted on him a lot, and I absolutely love that from Mr. Phelps.
I want to get to the Brandon Belt information, but we do have some news coming in right now. Apparently, that Seattle just made another signing with Tommy La Stella, or very recently. Seattle's been a busy team. They've been making some moves. How much did they pay for Tommy La Stella? I actually forgot that Tommy La Stella was literally an MLB player.
Let's find out.
So respect for Seattle for like remembering and getting him good there. So 2 hours ago they signed him. I did see this update on my phone, and then I was like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, literally, this feels like a nothing, but it's complimentary. I mean, right? If we brought on Tommy La Stella, I'd be pretty like, okay, a good
absolutely.
defender, you know?
Exactly. It's definitely one of those moves. It's kind of like maybe their Brandon Belt sort of equation or something along those lines. Seattle is a very scary team, guys. I'm worried about Seattle.
Yeah.
I think that Seattle is at the very least equivalent to us, if not better than we are. They feel to me like it's like them. I was gonna say the Phillies, but the Phillies are now kind of, because they made the World Series, like I kind of view them as being a little bit better than us and whatever.
Yeah.
But it feels like Seattle is like close to a very comparable squad to like what we're doing. You know, like
absolutely.
They have like one or two young superstars that they built their team around, and Rodriguez and Ty France. They have their big free agents that they brought in. You know, it's like they
got the pitching now, like a homegrown talent, good bullpen, really good like they're a good team. Yeah,
they're a great team.
It's us and them that are like the sexy young team.
And it's interesting because they're in a very similar situation that we're in, where it's like they have one, animalistic fucking juggernaut at the top that refuses to be dethroned in their division. Astros for them, Yankees for us, right? So we're gonna obviously be probably competing with the wild card for them. Now, I wouldn't be 100% shocked if they pulled a crazy thing and decided to beat out Houston. But you obviously
it's the same with us. It's the same with us.
Exactly.
Like if we ended up beating out the Yankees, like I'm not shocked, but I'm like
shocked,
we obviously had a lot going right, and the Yankees had a lot not going right.
Exactly. I'm walking into the season being like, you know what, we're probably going to be a wild card.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Because there's a new Toronto Blue Jay who thinks that regardless of wild card, regardless of regular season, we're World Series favorites, baby.
Man.
We're World Series favorites.
Bro, that's a big man. This is what cheeses me. It's always this time of year, okay? And look, the players will all come out and say it, of course. Oh God, no, I think we're just a wild card team.
Right.
They're obviously shooting for the goddamn sun right now and hopefully landing on the moon. But for me, it's just like, I feel like we're starting to become that team with a reputation where we're just overhyped. Because This came out, and all of MLB Twitter reacted like, yeah, MLB Blue Jays are favorites every year for the World Series. Try winning a playoff game first, and I have to agree with them.
Right.
Like obviously the statement. I'm not taking away from Belt's statement, but like for me, I'm like we need to prove it, man. Stop saying we're World Series favorites. We gotta win a game.
Here's the thing, man. And a little sneak peek for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna be having a video come out Saturday. I forget exactly what I've titled it, but. Effectively, what I'm referring to, and just a bit of a sneak preview, you guys definitely want to tune in and watch it. I think this year's different. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, this is ridiculous.
It better be. We've changed our whole team.
I think this year's different. I think that there's been a transition period this offseason. There's been a transition this offseason from we are a young sort of, growing team, whatever, careless team, to now I think we're serious. And
we're serious.
A few of my arguments here is the stakes are higher than they've ever been for anybody, right? Vladdy, we are now, if you want to have a Devers-like extension, time to stop fucking around.
Yeah.
Bo Bichette, if you want to remain on this team, time to stop fucking around.
Absolutely. Dude, they literally traded away Vladdy's best friend.
Yes.
And
I'll tell you right now, I love Teoscar Hernandez. I love Lourdes Gurriel Jr. I think they're incredible players, but they were also known as jokers in the locker room.
Being a little silly.
They were jokers in the locker room, right? Fuck, guys. It was only a season ago that we had Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting taped up during the middle of a game.
The middle of a game.
I know that was all fun and whatever.
Yeah.
But when you look back at that, you're like, what the fuck are we doing?
No, and you're right. You're right. And I know I tried to defend them with the argument of like, okay, well, baseball's supposed to be fun, and like as long as we're winning, it's cool. And we were winning. We were winning ball games. That's great. But guess what? When it came to the postseason, and now our mentality shifted to, okay, let's really focus and try hard. Guess what? We lost because we weren't used to that mentality.
We weren't ready.
Well, we weren't even used to that mentality. All season it was, we're having fun, we're winning games, and like I'm not trying to take any credit away from the hard work that they put in, but it's the mentality shift. They got to start thinking, well, if we don't play like playoffs during the regular season, like my job could be over here in Toronto.
100%, dude. I think that the novelty of making it to the major leagues has worn off for these young players, and now it's not enough to be in the majors because it's about winning in the majors.
Absolutely.
Right? Nobody gives a fuck that you're in the majors. Like, we're gonna forget about you in 5 years from now if you left right now, but we're not gonna forget about you if you win a chip, if we win a title. Shout out to Willard Talltree right here for a dono. It's been a while. Happy New Year, dude.
What's up,
thank
Willard?
you for that dono, man. We appreciate you. I'm so happy that baseball's starting to not necessarily ramp up yet, but it will be very soon.
It feels like I told Nick this before today, like a little bit of a lull, and I feel like it's gonna come soon, guys. And Willard, we'll see you in all of our live streams, my guy. For those who are new, also, we go live for twice a week for Blue Jays games, so make sure you guys stay tuned for the regular season for that.
Yeah, please hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's bump this thing up to 50 likes if we can, guys. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. To finish off my thought there, and again, tune into the video on Saturday. I go a little bit more in depth than everything I'm giving right here, but Brandon Belt, Kevin Kiermaier, they are not nearly the offensive weapons that Teo and Lord are. But I think that the element of fucking adultness and seriousness and maturity that they provide to the team makes up for it tenfold.
Absolutely. And I actually kind of like that. I want them to be thinking about Ross Atkins right behind them. Like, you better perform because you will go. It's been playtime for now, but time to be grown-ups.
And listen,
let's go.
I don't actually know if John Schneider is good at technically coaching or development or anything like that. But I do know that he's a bit more of a hard ass than Charlie Montoya is.
Absolutely.
I know that.
I know who's a bit more serious and takes things seriously. Hall of Famer Don Mattingly.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Like
all the moves that we're making this offseason is okay, we're tired of being the laughing stock. Yeah. It's been fun. This is nice, but we have no playoff wins to show for this.
Yeah, and
stop fucking around. Let's do it.
And seriously, going back to my comments of people not taking us seriously, bro. that we haven't been serious. We've shown we've had fun, but now the narrative is changing. Like whenever a new team emerges, you get excited for them. Like for example, the Mariners last year. Everyone's like, "Ooh, fun! The Mariners are here now." We had our fun like last year, the year before. Now no one cares about us.
Yeah.
Now they want us to lose.
Yeah.
Let that sink in, everybody. People want us to lose. Let's go out there and kick some ass this season. Let's do it.
Exactly, and that's why for me it feels different. It feels different.
I love it.
Guys, this is where we're going to cut it off for rewatching purposes. We're going to take a few more questions here, just hang out with you guys for a little bit. I still have a bit more beer to drink, and I want to get another one. So thanks so much for watching and tuning in. We apologize for those technical difficulties off the top of the popping and everything like that. We'll figure it out. We're still working, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
And go, Jays, go!